Alright, I started taking the carburetor apart. The top little lid here that holds down, I guess, what would be the needle lifting up. I'm assuming that's what it is. So that part I put right here. It's I just finished kind of wire wheeling it, making it look nice. Used to be all like rusty and not really shiny, but I guess that's pretty shiny. Still, it's got those pits and stuff in it, but I don't really want to sand it and make it really ruin the finish on it. So I'm gonna continue moving, tearing this thing down, and I guess I don't really know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna take the whole thing in half and really tear it apart, but I guess we'll see what I decide in that moment. One of the other things I had to do was remove this shift linkage, or because there's the shaft that goes all the way over here to the gearbox. That's about over there, and then it goes all the way to there. That's super simple. Mine's bent, and once I saw this, I was concerned, not only by the, I don't know if it was re-welded. Let's see if I can get a focus on that. Possibly a re-weld, I don't know. But it is most certainly not perpendicular to the actual curvature of this. It's at some kind of a weird angle, and it's also not straight that way either. As you can see, the bottom part is straight, but the top definitely does not stay straight. Easy fixes, same thing. So these are all easy fixes. Just didn't want to have to do them. This bolt goes through there. That's easy. The next thing I'm going to have to do currently is I want to begin to remove the exhaust, which is absurdly expensive online for some reason, but please stay absurdly expensive, so if I have to ditch this project, I can make my money out just on the exhaust. But that's besides the point. The exhaust is fit into here, and there's a locking collar on it. Goes around there, holds it on. Makes sense. Now that after I remove the exhaust, I'm going to begin to take off the engine mounts, which I will cover later. Obviously one on top. Actually, before the engine mounts, I'll have to remove all the sensors and gauge input. So I'll have to remove the chassis ground, which is over there as well. Another engine mount. So basically I'm going to end up pulling this entire engine and probably doing an entire transmission rebuild, which it'll be an experience. So I think best bet for this is I'm just going to pull the engine, throw the bike over here, throw the engine up on, I'm going to take that top part off, put it over there, throw the engine on top of there, slide it out here, and just tear this thing to shreds. And I think that's going to end up being very beneficial to the YouTube community. Not that the average viewer watching my videos will care about the 305 belt drive, but I was looking online, and as I said, no information, so might as well. And yeah, so back to the story of the looking into what it looks like underneath this cover here. I was able to find all the diagrams, all the clutch pack, like everything from the the crank to the clutch pack here to the transmission that's underneath here. All that, I had diagrams for all that stuff. Just nothing over there for the belt drive. So just tells me that the people with these are more or less on their own. So more content the better. In the exhaust was kind of simple, but it was bulky, so it made it weird. First thing I did was I went into the back, unbolted these things, which are the rear footrest things. All you got to do is throw a wrench on the back, and then just find which way you got to twist it, and then twist both of them. It's pretty simple. And then loosen these guys. I don't know if you needed to. I don't think mine flexed that much, but I thought it would come apart, but it didn't. So I just tried it. Yeah, those are loose. And then these front ones had these little inserts in them right there. They end up notching in, just kind of allowing the thing to press fit, and give it a little motion, but make sure it can't come back out again. Pretty simple, not too in depth, because it's just a couple bolts. But I imagine once you get a lot more bolts involved, it'll get more difficult. So next thing I'm going to move on to when tearing this engine out of here is, I don't know, general components like electrical components like these spark plug wires, gauge cluster stuff, chassis ground, starter wire, clutch linkage, and then motor mounts. So I guess that'll be about it. I'll update you guys on that. I got all these mounts off. They're like these little gusset things. They got basically one that goes through the engine part and then two that go through the chassis part. You got the two little up here, two right there, and then two right there. And there's these ones are separate sets, but I only took off this side because I'm gonna pull the engine this way. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can basically lift this engine up to here so I can work on it at about height level. I don't need to hurt my back, assuming I don't hurt myself doing this. So you guys will see if we make it up here. Long bolt running across the bottom of this that I did not see before. It goes across all the way. Very interesting. It has two different size heads on it. So I don't know why they do that, but it's definitely interesting. All right, so this was a just a little out of breath, but yeah, the engine's actually not too heavy. That's perfectly liftable if you're in a jam or something. But yeah, so if you're looking at the bike this way, I came out that way, obviously. So what I ended up, my strategy for taking it out, because there's a lot of different strategies for doing this, but I had the engine, I tilted it up so the mount point relative to right here moved back here, and then I translated it out this way, then I rotated it and then pulled it straight out. So yeah, it took me a couple tries to get that. I'm still out of breath because yeah, I just did it. So, and I'm not in shape. So this is the end product. I did end up impacting the little pulley off of here. Nothing too crazy. I just found it was some imperial socket, but it was close enough, so I just like double tapped it, and it just came straight off. No need to do a flywheel holder, a gearbox, like something to hold the gearbox, but just impact, save a lot of time. So just do that. And here you go. It's basically the entire engine pulled, chilling right here, and all ready for a full gearbox inspection and rebuild, hopefully. Hopefully it's not a buy new stuff. Hopefully there's something stuck somewhere. So I will update you guys on that, but it may not seem like a lot of work, but this took a while for me to do just because I'm one guy and I'm just chilling here. So I don't know if this will be much help if you're trying to pull an engine out of one of these not so common bikes, but there you go. It's the good life of no fuel injection. All you need to do is pop the carbs off, a couple wires, and things out. So enjoy your bike projects and good luck. Finally able to get all these guys off, and I absolutely hate these bolts because there's some screw heads and they're well, I hate it. All these bolts came off without an issue. The only issue was this guy right here. Had to drill it out, but it's drilled out perfectly. So now I can just, when I pull the whole thing, just clamp it and crack it out that way. Yeah, all these bolts are this Phillips head, and some of them are just stupid long for no reason. So I'm definitely, when I'm reinstalling these, I'm going to use some kind of other bolt, maybe, because I don't know, I'll need to look exactly what size that is and then get the proper sized head, because some of these are recessed like that, and I got to make sure the head size will fit in there too. But now I'm going to try to take the entire clutch cover off. At the clutch cover that I had to stud instead of, I guess it's not stud, I used actual hex bolts instead of the screws that would normally go in it, because the screws were just terrible and in no way good on this. I have no idea why they were used in the first place, but I did replace those over here, but I did not take this off fully, so I just put like 2 or 3 of those back in, and these were a different style, so I wasn't going to replace those. But I am going to replace the ones over the cover here, because I have 4 more. So now all I got to do is clean up the rest of this, throw some oil in, or drop it back in, then throw oil in, so it's a little bit lighter. But I think we should have a running motorcycle soon.